Alright, people. Based on GS's comments last week on with the 200 subscriber battle on his side, on Slaking, you guys are in for a little treat. See that in a little second. I'm gonna be updating my PBR stuff here on the side. Alright, so we got a battle in Main Street Coliseum, and yes, that's right. I have an entire team of Slaking. They're all different too. But yeah, so this is the Slaking Squad. Me and Perry got bored and I didn't really take very much like what GS said, that Slaking was basically useless and that was only because of his ability. Well, there's an entire doubles team of Slaking. And yes, I'm sending this to you, GS. I'm probably still going to laugh through this match. This was probably going to be the last match. I'm gonna start putting up more PBR battles for the Pokemon fans. This is basically this is going to be one of the teams, which I thought these were actually going to. Well, you'll see. You will see. So, I have 6 Slaking. We have, if you went back to the title screen thing, or got a mental image of the Slaking, going from top left, top right, middle left, middle right, bottom left, bottom right, we have Oozaru, the Specs one, which is, I think, this one, because I'm going to click the fight, because I don't know what they are. This is Oozaru. The one next to that is MonkiDLufi, spelled the Japanese way, because that's the only one that would fit. Under that you have King, which showed up in GS's match last time, and the only reason why I'm updating this because I forgot to update. Because I actually got this one from Perry, and I forgot that it didn't keep the happiness, so its return sucks. Next to that is SPRX 77 or Sparks 77, which is a reference to Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. That's what it was. That was a good show. Dang it! I didn't want to restart. I wanted to connect to the Wii. We have Nikima, which is Tarzan's little friend in Tarzan, which is the Choice Bander right here, who just totally decimated the other team with a rock slide. And then next to her is Coco, the Encoring Slaking. I thought Coco, because Coco's the gorilla that learns sign language, and Encore uses hands, hi, button, yeah. So basically, I made sure I caught every single one of them, minus King, who was in a Premier Ball. I made sure that they were all in different Pokeballs, so when I got to here, I could actually tell the difference between all of them, not by going into the list and coming out. So yeah, basic strategy to this that I figured out which would work. I think this only team is really kind of viable. I don't know. It could possibly pull it off in singles. I might try it. But I mean, come on, that's a Rayquaza. That's probably not a trained Rayquaza, but that's a Rayquaza off an Hyper Beam. That didn't do much. But the basic strategy is you send out 2. One of them you're not going to keep out. Another one you are going to switch in, and then you switch one of those 2 out and put another one. So then instead of having 2 Slaking go and then rest. Then they basically rest for 1 turn. You have 1 volley, 2 volley, 1 volley, 2 volley, 1 volley, 2 volley. Or if it's 1 volley, 1 setup, 1 volley, 1 setup, 1 volley, or 1 volley, 2 setup, 1 volley, 2 setup, 1 volley, 2 setup, and so on. And Slaking, having, I think, ranked on Serbi, it was like the 8th best stat total. At 670, it is pretty freaking resilient. When at level 100 at max HP, you have 504. That's pretty freaking resilient. And your name's not Blissey. But yeah, like I said, this is probably going to be the last. I'll narrate friend battles and anything special coming up. So if I come up with another team, I will be reinstating the Melody Pass. If people remember that from a long time ago, it will have a couple changes, but the main core will still be there. Anyway, back to actually talking about what the match is. He sends a. I take out both of the other two with another Rock Slide. Nikima is amazing because me and Perry, I was doing this in English class. Figured out what we got the base stat totals to stat thing, and with a choice band, essentially at level 100, Nikima will have basically 550. No, that was special attack. That was Oozaru. It was basically 771 base attack. And then I was going to calculate how to find that with like base power. So then stab, Giga Impact, but I didn't know the formula for that. So yeah. Slaking are awesome. I don't know what you're talking about, GS. That was an eruption, full health. During sunlight. That didn't do much. Again, probably not trained in special attack, but that's an eruption, 150 base power, and sunlight. Although, that did hurt. That hurt. But that was to the non-special wall. Or actually, King is not. King is the other one that just did the amnesia. I know, this match is confusing. Anyway, I was just listening to the music. I guess my Dazzle is just screwed up because I kind of fixed it, but then I kind of didn't fix it, and I kind of fixed it, and then I kind of didn't. So I don't know. But yeah, I brought the wrong Slaking in. This Slaking is this is Luffy. This one is Luffy. Luffy has Bulk Up, Hammer Arm, Giga Impact, and Fire Punch, which I can use Fire Punch, but I was gonna bring in Sparks, which I'll call Sparky every so often, cause was in Super Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. That's what his nickname that he didn't like, but yeah, cause he is actually a Power Herb Slaking with Hyper Beam, Shadow Ball, Slack Off, and Solar Beam, which I was going to bring in here and be like, BAM! Bro, bitch! Because they put up Sun, and I can shoot off a Solar Beam and just hopefully destroy Groudon. But I brought in the wrong one, because I still don't have it right, or didn't have it down. So I mean, it was the first time, but I made sure I set them up on the list in a certain way, so that the two females were at the bottom, so then I could figure out which way it was orientated. So now I have it. So now I know. Earthquake! Earthquake! Stab Earthquake! From 150 base isn't going to do much. And this is when I realized that I didn't train Happiness, because it was like 2 hearts, barely anything. So yeah. I'm just still kind of amused by this. I thought this matches like this were going to be much harder. I mean, it might be when I actually go to, like, and they actually come up with a real competitive team, it might. But this was hilarious to me. It probably will be harder when the new an actual competitive team, but I will not be announcing that. Whatever the announcer's name for that, for the actual thing, will be announcing that. I'm gonna send in Oozaru. No, it's not Oozaru. I keep stressing the middle. It's an Oozaru. Oozaru being the This is kind of grainy. I don't know why. Maybe it's just how the one thingy records. This is King. King is going to try to liberate himself with a Shadow Claw, and Oozaru is going to being the legendary monkey of the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z. Dun dun dun, with its hyper beams going basically. But this is where I was debating. Okay, do I Blizzard, which is super effective, or do I Hyper Beam, which is stab at 150, or do I Fire Blast because the sun is up? And I just went with Fire Blast. Remember, this is a Specs Fire Blast. And just the fact that I can do this, just looking at the move pool, with a Slaking off a 95 base, that's awesome! This is also lame. Because Oozaru, I was hoping would get up, but no, he just like stretches and boom, Fire Blast from his mouth. I'm guessing that the developers were like, oh, nobody would ever use Slaking as a special attacker, so we're not going to animate something really well for that. Anyway, that was the match, and this is actually kind of funny here, and I lost, and then I win, woo, and then connection problem, because they rage quit, because they lost to an entire team of Slakings.